stop waiting for the perfect time. Go and travel at least once in your life. You won't regret it, and it's something you'll remember forever. You never know who you're going to meet and what's going to happen, and it could literally change your life. You don't know what things can lead to, and you'll actually be so thankful that you did it for yourself. Today I'm breaking down 5 things about travel that I learned when I was away that I think could help you as well. And this isn't going to be a big edited video. This is just going to be a raw compilation of my thoughts, to be honest, because you can spend so much time trying to plan a really perfect video when you could really give some great advice just by speaking from your own brain and what you think could help other people based on your own experiences. So a little bit about me. My name's Daniel Sheehan. I'm 24 years old, and I left my job at the end of 2024 to go and have a travel experience. And I chose to go to Southeast Asia, and I did a tour with Gap 360, which started in Bangkok, went all around Thailand, ended back in Bangkok as well. We went to about 8 different locations, and honestly, it was one of the best experiences of my entire life. Even on day 1, I met 2 boys called Ollie and Tom, and we ended up traveling for 3 months together. And we also met up with a mate called Marcus in Vietnam. And like I say, we were together in Thailand, Vietnam, and Indonesia, and it was one of the best experiences of my entire life, and one that I'll remember forever. I did so many things traveling, from seeing some amazing views, to skydiving, to paramotoring, to fighting a stranger in a bar, to doing a 2-week Muay Thai camp, to trying local food, to doing a motorbike tour of the Haijang Loop, going to a remote island in Indonesia called Baobab, which tourists would never go to ordinarily. I went on planes, boats, trains, slept overnight in some conditions I didn't enjoy too much, but also had some very nice hotel rooms and some nice flights, so there's trade-offs in between. I did surfing, I did ice baths, I did so many things and had so many experiences that you wouldn't normally have unless you go and seek them out for yourself, because they're not coming to find you. You have to go and have them for yourself before it's too late, because you don't want to say, I wish I did that when I was younger. The first thing I learned about travel when I was away that I think can help you out was the thought of travel at least once in your life. You know, I remember it being a few years ago and thinking, I don't really want to go traveling because I'll miss home too much, and I've got good things going here and I want to just stick to the stability of what I have. Do you know what? You can literally go and have an experience for 3 months you'll never forget, and if you don't enjoy it, you haven't lost anything, and you can literally go back to doing what you were doing before. Why not just try it? You're not going to lose out on very much. Yeah, you might spend a bit of money, but that's the main point of life. What's the point of having money if you don't spend it on experiences and things you love to do, which we'll come to later? But I think for just once in your life, one period, even if it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a small weekend city break, go and travel at least once in your life. Go and have an experience by yourself or with other people. Like I say, I did a group tour to start with, and I was with these boys traveling for 3 months, and then I solo traveled myself for 3 months. So it was pretty much split half and half. I was away 6 months, 3 months, both completely different experiences, but both experiences I remember forever, and ones that I absolutely loved. If you just go and do it once in your life for whatever period, you won't regret it, and it's something you'll remember forever, and it will give you so many new experiences, so many new perspectives. You never know who you're going to meet and what's going to happen, and it could literally change your life. You don't know what things can lead to. One thing can lead to another, and in one decision, one meeting with a person, one phone call away from a completely different life. Not that you want a completely different life, but you just never know what's going to happen, so why not go and have those experiences and see what's out there? It's really easy to stay at home and be comfortable, but why not just push the boat out for a small period, and you never know what can happen. The next thing I learned is stop waiting for the perfect time. Everybody's timing is different, and some things aren't in your control. Like, I had to finish some university stuff a couple of years ago, and I went after that, but I didn't put it off any longer. There's never going to be a perfect time in your life. There's always going to be something that could get in the way. There's always going to be something that could go wrong, but just go and do it anyway, because what's the point in waiting? There's literally no point in waiting. Before you know it, responsibilities and pressures will just completely mount up, and you won't be able to go and have these experiences, and you'll probably say, I wish I did that when I was younger. But if you have the opportunity to go and do it for just a little bit, just go and do it. Honestly, there will literally never be a perfect time to travel. There will always be a reason. There will always be something stopping you from going and doing it. I think if you really push yourself to do it and just make yourself go, you won't regret it for life, and you'll actually be so thankful that you did it for yourself. Okay, so the third thing I learned about traveling, and let's say you took my advice and you've gone traveling now, and that would be, don't book everything all in advance or all at the same time. Like, it might be very easy to get caught up in the preparation and the planning of, I'm going away now, so I'm going to book all my planes, all my boats, all my hotels, all my hostels. But you'll very quickly realize when you get there that, I don't actually want to stick to the exact schedule I've given. I've met people here. I want to go and have this experience. I might not even feel well on this day to travel. It's a big mistake that a lot of people make, trying to book everything up in advance. But if you just go with the flow, see what happens when you meet people, that's normally the best way to go about it, to remain flexible. Otherwise, you're completely rigid to your travel plans and you can't have any flexibility of movement. I've no idea if I said 5 things I'm breaking down at the start about my traveling experiences. I don't know if this is turning into more than 5, but I'm having a good time, and hopefully I'm bringing some knowledge to you that might help you out. So we're going to keep going. Can I just pause here in the video a second to say if you're enjoying this video, please click the subscribe button below. It's really easy to forget to do, and it would really help me out if you did it. Thank you so much. The next thing I learned when I was away traveling is talk to locals, not just tourists. It's great to talk to tourists, you know, you get that sense of familiarity of people you know from home, especially when you're in hostels and you see somebody from the area you're from or from the country you're from. It's great to go and have a conversation with them and really have that experience with them. But what you also love to do is go and speak to a local person, see what they can recommend you, see what food spots they know, see what viewpoints they can go to, see what places are off the beaten track that tourists don't really go to that they might be able to help you out with. And from my experience of speaking to a lot of locals, they really want to interact and have connections with foreigners, but they don't really always know how to go about it. So if you really want to go and have the best experience possible, obviously speak to tourists and speak to people you know, so you can go and share experiences with people, but also talk to local people as well, see what experiences you can have with them and see how they might be able to help you out, and also how you might be able to give back to them in some way. For example, if you speak to a local person, they might want to give you a tour. It might be for a very small amount of money, but you have a great experience and a great connection with somebody, and you definitely get value for money from a local person showing you around, because like I say, they know things that other tourists just don't know. The next thing I'm going to talk about is spend money on experiences, not things. Like I say, I spent money on skydiving, on paramotoring, on a Muay Thai camp, and these things personally mean way more to me than going and buying a car or staying in a fancy hotel or something like that. I'd rather spend the money on going and having an amazing time on certain things that I want to do instead of staying in a few £100 hotel for a single night. Everybody's different, but I'd rather stay in a cheaper hostel if it means I can go and spend money on skydiving. Otherwise, if I only had a small amount of money to spend on one thing or another, I choose experiences every single day of the week. I know everybody's different, and some people like spending money on things, and there's a time and a place for that, but I just think personally, when you're traveling, prioritize experiences over places to stay or things to buy. And the final thing I'm going to talk about is learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, traveling can be quite an uncomfortable experience at times. You know, there are times when you're staying in a big hostel and you can't sleep, or you're on a sleeper bus. Or I went on a boat overnight once to an island in Indonesia, and I wasn't feeling very well in my stomach. I couldn't sleep. The lights were on the whole time. I was the only foreigner on the boat. Everybody was staring at me. And that was an experience for me where I felt quite uncomfortable. But what I learned from that is learning to feel comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, being uncomfortable in these experiences won't last forever, and you will look back on it with genuine fondness in the future. So if you can really be in one of those moments and think, okay, this isn't going to last forever, let's try and take in everything that happens here, then I think you're onto a good path. There are going to be times when you have different experiences on different nights with people, or things that you do you haven't done before, that you might be out of your comfort zone or do something they're not used to. But if you can just try and do it as much as possible, push yourself out there, you will become comfortable being uncomfortable. Like I say, this is just a very raw video off the top of my head. Nothing was really planned. Just spoke to the camera about my experiences and what I think could help people if you do go and decide to have those travel experiences for yourself, which is what I'm trying to inspire people to do. I've gone and had that experience, and I'm standing here telling you it's one of the greatest things I ever did. So if I can tell you to do it, even for just a short amount of time, I think you won't regret it. I think you'll be very thankful that you did it for yourself. So yeah, I hope this video helped you out. And when I'm watching videos like this about travel, I'm the same. I don't normally comment on videos because like I watch it and I just go on to the next one. But if you are watching this and you think, oh, I actually quite enjoyed that, or that was decent, or you actually helped me out there, if you would just leave a comment for me and say what you think, I really would appreciate it. I know it's really easy to forget to do. I do it all the time, but any feedback or any bit of comment would really mean a lot to me. I really appreciate it. I just want to share the experiences that I had because I had such an amazing time. So if you can go and have the same thing yourself, I think you'd be very happy. If you want to support me, please click the subscribe button below, and you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at I Wish I Did That Travel. And if you also want access to my other travel content, click the link in the description to go to the playlist to start your own travel experience today. Thank you very much for your time. See you in the next video in a bit.